broadcasting from the Studio Clubhouse, Radio Free Radio, WRFR, Hampton, Virginia. From the Studio Clubhouse in Hampton.
Matt, Shakespeare, and Justin
are ready to get you popped.
Oh, it's popped.
How about
Hey,
that?
guys. Someone wasn't paying attention enough to his own show. Notice the theme music had started. Oh, it's such a great popped week. I'm joined today by who may actually be a permanent co-host.
Yeah, if you need me to, why not? It'll be fun.
It's Radio Free Radio and Shower Thoughts' own Keith.
How's it going, everybody?
And as always, manning the boards, my own Scottie Pippen. That's right. I'm going to call myself Michael Jordan here in this relationship.
I see the resemblance.
Justin Wilson. Justin, how are you?
Good. Awake. Alive. Well.
You got any words that maybe more than one syllable?
Yes.
Perfect. It's a good week. Feels like a good week.
Yeah.
How's your week?
Starting off pretty strong. I got my tacos today.
Oh, it's Taco Tuesday.
Yes,
so
it
have
is.
tacos on Tuesday.
It
now,
is.
hard shell, soft shell.
Soft shell.
Soft shell. So you
Yes.
went with tortillas. Corn tortilla or flour tortilla?
Flour, sometimes wheat if I'm feeling, health conscious.
okay. I say if you're going to go taco, you go all in.
Oh, I do. All the way in.
Munch the hell out of that taco.
I don't know. I'm more of a soft taco guy.
You strike me as that.
Yeah.
I like a nice hard taco. I like a nice soft taco. I like a taco. I like a
Tacos are
taco
great.
salad.
Taco salad's the jam, really. when you
Taco
think about
salad
it.
is the way to go. If I'm going to go taco, I'm going to go taco salad. All the way.
Now,
I'm
are
gonna
you?
go
Are
crunch
you?
I
okay.
crunch.
You're a cruncher.
I'll take the corn chips and I crunch them up, and then I that's a solid foundation from a taco salad.
What are your
So what
thoughts on the edible bowl?
That's what I was about to ask.
Edible bowl?
How do you
Edible
handle that?
bowl is bullshit because I like to eat the edible bowl first, and then my shit goes everywhere.
Oh well, that's
Defeats the whole purpose.
My problem again. I know that this is my problem, and I'll get over it someday. And that goes for anything. Chili's a real big problem. I can't have bread bowl. Love chili in a bread bowl, but I always eat the bread
no,
bowl
no, I'll
first.
agree with
Chili
that.
everywhere.
No, I'm with you on there.
Just a
bread bowl.
mess.
That
You don't
sounds
like a bread
terrible.
bowl?
That sounds awful.
It's
It
nice.
really does.
It's like a little bird has come down and made a little nest out of your bread, and then you pour chili in it.
Yeah. No thanks. I'll pass.
But you
I'll
can dip.
stay.
You can dip as you're having your chili. The problem is,
Why don't you just get French bread and dip it in that?
but
thing?
Yeah.
because
Or like-
is the container. It's there's.
But why don't you just put the chili
I
in
don't
the
know
bowl?
what you guys aren't understanding here. It's so much better when I can eat my container.
I guess maybe if you're gonna do it after, but if you're doing
Right.
it
See, that's
while-
my problem. I like to dip, so I'm ripping the bowl
Yeah,
apart.
see, I like eating a taco shell bowl after the
smarter.
salad's done. Yeah.
Okay,
You dip it
I'll
in,
try that.
Dip it in
Because-
the salsa.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. You don't even need to dip it after that point
Oh, yeah,
because at
'cause
that
it's
point, all
nice and
the
covered.
it's like soaked into the bowl itself.
Fantastic. Guys, how do you eat your tacos? If you have a special way you like to eat your taco, call us here at 757-848-5920. I'm sure if you guys are listening, there's going to be some angry calls later in the program. That's also 757-TITLY20.
Yes, because it needs to be invading every single program. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
has to be
invading.
everywhere.
I don't think we've used it on Shower Thoughts yet. I think we've actively abstained from using
It's-
Tiddly20 on that
yeah,
on the
well-
show.
Smart, because you've actually got a woman on that show.
Yeah, well, we mentioned Gonzangas last night.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Yabos.
There you go. Listen to Shower Thoughts Mondays at 8 p.m. because of Gazongas.
Hashtag make Yabos great again.
Okay, I guess that's enough taco talk. We should probably get into some news.
Oh.
It's a lot of news because somebody actually went and looked up news for me. It's neat having help. That's cool.
What the hell are you talking about?
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 Who are you talking to?
So, like, the big news of the last 2 days seems to be this selfie that John Lovitz took
Yes.
with a 27-year-old question mark. I mean,
I'd never heard of her before now.
Apparently, she was on 90210, which was a show that wasn't the 90210 that I know.
Right.
With
Yeah, there was it was like a
Brendan
sequel?
and Joey, Monica, Chandler. That's 90210,
Rachel.
right?
Remember that time David Schwimmer fell on his face at Belmont?
And her wig fell off. Oh, her beard. So apparently all that was fake. Because who gives a shit? Like, first of all, who cares?
Is it too early to say April Fools?
Brilliant, I guess. I guess brilliant plan.
Way to get us. They got us early?
Nobody's going to listen to this chick and her song, first of all, because she's not Lady Gaga. That's a person, right? Is that irrelevant?
I think so, yeah. She's still around. I don't think she's doing music, though, isn't she? I thought she got retired.
I wanted to say Madonna, but then I know that ages me.
That
And
really does age you.
I'm trying to pick up 27-year-olds. Much like John Lovitz. So I understand
if he can do it.
completely.
How awkward.
But apparently he couldn't do it because he was just in the video tour. Like,
Is that what that was that they showed at the end of that little clip?
it was.
Oh, that was weird.
She had a song that he played her boyfriend in a song in a video.
And that's where he was like raising his sunglasses, looking like a creeper.
Well, way to go, John. I always thought you needed an H in your name.
Jahan.
And that's the ticket. 27.
Acting.
Tales from the Crypt is getting a reboot, which has been announced already. M. Night Shyamalan's doing it.
See, I can't say his name without saying Shamalama Ding Dong.
That's what. Yeah, I
Am
hate
I-
that. That bothers me. That's like if you just punched a chalkboard. Is that a thing that annoys people? I don't know.
I think bringing nails down the chalkboard.
I'm trying to be as accessible to the kids.
hip, if you will.
I like to be hip. Here's the thing. I haven't been a big fan of Shyamalan since Unbreakable, maybe.
So
I like
one
the
of his
movie
first
about
things.
the aliens that don't like water.
Yeah, let's invade a planet full of.
Okay, well, plot holes are his specialty. But it doesn't matter because twist. You know what, though? I think his style of storytelling works well with Tales from the Crypt. And Tales from the Crypt is an anthology anyway. He's just overseeing it. I don't think he's going to do all 12 episodes. I don't know. I think he's really into himself. I think he might actually be a good fit because the bastard just ripped off Twilight Zone. I mean, let's all be honest
Yeah,
here.
more or less.
He just ripped off Twilight Zone. And he's, except for the Avatar. Did you see the Avatar movie?
I think was that the one with the kid who had the little blue arrow on his head?
Yeah.
Or was that the Blue People Avatar?
Did you seem like you would have been a fan of the actual cartoon.
Uh,
Of
I
The Last Airbender.
I
Avatar.
probably would have been, but there's so much crap to watch. I'm rewatching Samurai Champloo, which I started at one point.
Okay,
and I'm trying
right.
to pick it back up. Cowboy Bebop. That's about as much as an anime I've gotten.
I don't like anime either.
Last Airbender isn't too bad. My wife was into that. She was
It's
watching
American. I think that was what they called American anime.
it. Sure. It's on the Nickelodeon.
Did you ever
there,
watch
so.
Shyamalan?
His
movie?
Which one? Oh,
live action?
yeah. I didn't like it.
No, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah. And my wife
It was a
didn't
big-
like
it
it
was a-
as...
It was a big duty turd, as the kids say.
Oh, do they?
They all
Are
say
you just
that.
making things up again?
The kids around
think
Matt say duty turd.
I don't think
Oh.
so. But they did confirm today that there is going to be a Crypt Keeper.
Yes, they did.
Thank God. Like, why was this even up for
But that was
debate?
all they said, though. That was like, okay, big news update. There'll be a Crypt Keeper.
But why would this even be like up for debate? What would Tales from the Crypt be without the Crypt Keeper? He's
John Lovitz in a red shirt.
He was even there in the movies, which
Yeah.
I think 2 solid movies. I'm not a huge fan of horror, but I really liked Demon Knight.
I would have taken you for a huge horror fan.
Not me.
Okay.
No, I like good horror.
Okay.
So I like, like The Exorcist and the one where the people kill people with knives.
Oh, that one.
That's
I
a
did
good
say
one.
that one.
Knife
And-
Killer.
and the sequel.
Knife Killer 2. Scream. I like Scream, Cabin in the Woods. I like it as long as it's good. But I really like the Tales from the Crypt movies. I really like Demon Knight, and I kind of like Bordello of Blood. Just because I'm a big fan of Dennis Miller and his acting. Only his acting. I don't like his comedy. But that's just me. Yeah, so we're gonna get the Crypt Keeper. Right? There have to be
Yeah,
bigger crime. The bigger crime in this. Why is so we've got HBO Go now, right?
Yes, and
why
HBO
the
Now.
fuck is there no Tales from the Crypt?
Licensing issues?
Oh well,
I don't know. That was just a shot in the dark. It was a
honestly,
shot in
that's
the dark.
That's a really, really good. Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
you're probably right.
But here's the question, though: are they going to have a CGI Crypt Keeper or a puppet Crypt Keeper?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Do
you think because I think the right move would be to get a puppet.
Yeah.
In fact, just get the same puppet they used in the.
I
he's got to be around, right?
The Henson Company's still around doing puppets. I mean, why not?
Yeah, you got to go puppet.
Yeah.
But I worry that Shyamalan's not a guy who's going to think that way.
No, I don't think so.
He's going to say, let's save a couple of dollars and let's CGI this.
Is it really that much cheaper to do CGI than it is the puppet?
I can't imagine that it's any cheaper. It's probably way cheaper, especially if they've got the puppet
Yeah.
in a warehouse. I mean,
Even
what
if
would
they made
do
a
with
new
the
one,
puppet?
I feel like even if they made a new one, it'd still be cheaper than hiring a bunch of computer animators to do
Easily.
this shit.
I mean, that's why like the
Don't even get me started on
Turtles was a low budget movie.
Yeah, and they did the all
And
animatronics.
that was all animatronic, and those suits were pretty good. So
well,
that's
'cause
got to be cheaper.
if you weren't actually in the suits, it was great. But if you were in the suits, they were
Did you
sweating
know
all the time.
the guy that played Michelangelo? They went through 4 of them.
Yeah, and the Raphael's head, they went through like 3 or 4 of them too.
They all died in the suit,
Well, those were the Asian stuntmen that died in the suit because they didn't care
which
about
is
those.
bad because then they just had to throw the suit away.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause
it's just gonna be haunted after that.
Oh, sure, demons,
Yes.
Chinese demons, big.
But Force Awakens, for example,
Actually,
J.J. Abrams, he was using puppets in the movie.
He went
and-
all practical, and look
Yeah.
how much everybody loved that.
They did.
I saw so many people jacking it in the theater. I was
You and I went to a different theater then.
I did. It was downtown. This place I'll
Downtown
show you.
Portsmouth.
I'll show you.
Okay.
It was actually
It's called Jack's, so you kind of were asking for it when you went in.
Yeah, it's true. You don't want that's not butter on your popcorn.
No.
Just-
Sticking their fingers. And just...
Monday night, Supergirl and The Flash crossed over.
I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but it's on the list.
I haven't either, but it's got to be better than Batman.
Well, I mean, it's got to be better than Supergirl
Good
a normal
for them.
episode because it's Flash. I love Flash. Flash has been doing great.
I haven't been watching Supergirl.
I started.
I don't cable and I don't have CBS.
Yeah, well,
and CBS does not make it easy to watch their shows.
I watched they really don't. I tried to watch it today, and
I don't think they have any idea that the world has moved on beyond cable and antennas. They do not make it easy to watch.
Well, especially when they're one of the prime 3. It should be a lot easier.
think?
NBC, ABC, perfectly easy.
And if I'm not mistaken, CBS is number 1.
They are.
They're the number 1 network.
Oh, okay.
They have been for years.
Interesting.
And people love CSI. Oh yeah,
No, when there's 20 of them, you have your pick.
exactly. It's
I mean,
on.
what part of the state? What part of the United States do you like? We've got a CSI for it.
Who's last? NBC. Nah, it can't be true.
Yeah, it really can't because they've had
But I
some
think
really
they're
good
in-
shows lately.
I think they go between 3rd and 4th though, which is always crazy.
That is weird.
I find it really nuts when like a Fox or a CW creeps up. Oh, I can't imagine CW ever creeping up.
I don't know. I've been hearing. I mean,
I don't
and
ever
I'm a
see
little bit
anything worth
biased.
watching
but
on Fox.
no.
Sleepy Hollow's there, right?
Sure.
Oh well, the X-Files. The
I've
X-Files
been
was on.
my TV watching repertoire is pretty much comic book shows and the Muppets. And last week tonight,
Muppets come back yet?
we're not sure if that's going to get renewed.
Did they even burn off the rest of the?
They finished
Are
the
they-
season. Yeah, they did. They finished season 1.
Which one?
They had-
What episode was the last episode? Last I saw, Jack White was on it.
That was the last episode.
Well, who the hell comes back for 3 episodes?
It was a
they
weird
came back
thing.
from hiatus and then came back for 3 episodes.
Pretty much, yeah.
I thought they had finally fixed the show because that show was off. That show was more
Really?
off than a WB.
I thought it was
like,
more off
Superman
after they
Batman
twitched.
movie.
I thought it was more off after they fixed it. I enjoyed
Characterizations.
a little bit, yeah.
Piggy was back.
Well,
just
Piggy,
broke
yeah,
everybody
okay,
else.
Piggy was back after that, but other than that, it was just.
I don't know why they can't find somebody to. There's plenty of people that are like my generation who from little kids, they had Sesame Street, they had the Muppet Show back in the late 70s. I don't understand why it's so tough. It seemed like Big Doofus guy, he got it when he rebooted the Muppets.
Yeah, Bill Prady.
Not him. Big Doofus guy.
No, yeah, but Jason Segel.
Yeah. He seemed to get it.
Yeah, he did.
The movie
But even-
was
I mean, even
way closer. Problem is, Kermit has never been Kermit since
Henson
Kermit
died?
just hasn't been Kermit for me since Henson died.
Well, no, I'll agree with you there.
Because I was like, what, 12, 13? I was like 13 or 14.
It was 94 when he died of pneumonia.
Was it 94?
I thought it was 94.
No, it was earlier than that.
91?
91, I think.
91?
So I was like 13 or 14. I was like 14 when he died.
Okay.
So I had Henson my entire childhood. So when it went on to that stupid Muppet Christmas Carol, I can't deal. I just can't deal with it. And I've never been able to get back into it because
I used to be that way.
There's no Henson.
Yeah.
And without Henson, it hasn't been
Henson
the same.
had a lot of heart, and it showed when those first three movies, The Great Muppet Caper, Muppet Take Manhattan, they were great. They were the Muppet movie, but they still had more heart than Muppets Go to Oz or Treasure
Muppets in
Island.
Space, any of that stuff just wasn't quite the same. And the Muppet reboot show was kind of like that for me.
The Muppet reboot show had its highlights, I think. Deadly, the way they fleshed out his character, loved Deadly.
That's completely true.
Deadly was great.
The way they used the lesser known characters, and even some of the characters that might have been popular, not as popular, like Pepe.
Bobo the Bear, they gave more screen time to.
Those characters,
Chip, the IT guy.
And you know why I think those worked better?
Because
they were after Henson.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
And because
Henson,
of that,
no, Deadly was with Henson.
Deadly
was in
but,
the show.
I mean, Deadly was he was just.
Well, they weren't fleshed out characters. The problem is we've got all these fleshed out characters we know.
Yeah.
And without Henson there to kind of give him that heart,
it's tough.
It is.
And without Henson, we say without Henson, but there's also without Frank Oz.
Yeah.
And that's a big blow too. And Frank Oz has been really, really vocal that he just doesn't like any of the new stuff that's coming out. He kind of mirrors what I've been saying, where the characterization's off and there's a weird mean spirit to them.
Right.
And I feel like when they came back from Christmas break, they were trying to
Hokey it
fix
up.
whatever it was that was.
It wasn't working for me. I actually liked it a little bit darker than I did a little bit the way they did the hokiness.
Because the original Muppets with Henson weren't hokey, but they weren't dark.
Right.
It was a weird.
It was well-written comedy.
Exuberant? There was a weird exuberance with the Muppets.
Yeah.
And I don't think that anybody beyond
it's going to be tough to
could replicate it.
It's going to be tough to get it in that format the way they've got the Parks and Rec office format to get that kind of Muppet show stuff.
I think they're also locked. I think they should have probably tried just a straight up Muppet Show revival. I would have loved to see the old set.
Yeah.
The old backstage and.
But would it have worked though? I mean, variety. I mean,
I don't know.
Neil Patrick Harris had a variety show. It crapped out.
This is like the fifth time they've tried to reboot the Muppets. I don't know if anything can work.
I think if they just stick with movies.
Yeah,
Muppets. I mean, Muppets Most Wanted. Grant, it's not Henson.
But the Muppets was good.
These past two movies have been better than what we were getting in the 90s.
Absolutely, everything's been better than Muppets in Space.
Yes.
Kingsman 2 got a title, The Golden Circle. Julianne Moore's the big bad in this. Halle Berry's in it.
All right. I've been meaning to see the first one. Did you see the first one?
I did. It's a lot of fun.
That's what I've heard.
A lot of fun. It was a good R-rated comic book movie. Everybody's talking about like, ooh, Deadpool. And
I mean,
granted, Deadpool is an R-rated superhero movie. Which is
now the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time.
That's true.
Maximum effort.
Not in this country, though. Not domestically. It's worldwide.
Well, yeah, still.
I think they got a long way to go to catch the Passion of the Christ of all movies.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Big news, there's going to be Alien Day. I don't know why April 26th is Alien Day.
426.
But
LV 426.
we were Okay, that makes sense. We were talking about my shoe habit. I kind of like sneakers. They're releasing
better than cocaine.
They're releasing Ripley's Reebok Stompers.
Yeah, the
From
weird
Aliens.
high top ones.
I want them.
I don't blame you.
I want them almost as much as I want the
Self-lacing Nikes from Back to the Future too.
Yeah,
I can't blame you there.
I want a pair of Air Max.
Now, but could you wear them though, being a dude? Since they were, women's shoes, I don't really
feel like I can.
Okay.
I feel like I'm.
If you
I'm
think you can do it,
flamboyant-
I'm behind you.
I feel like I'm flamboyant enough to pull it off.
Okay, then rock it.
There's also a bunch of other events. If you're near an Alamo Draft House, they're going to be showing double features of Alien and Aliens. There's going to be a new radio drama dropping from Audible starring Rutger Hauer. And there's going to be online trivia on Twitter all day. Alien or Aliens?
Oh boy, I'm gonna stick with Alien.
Oddly enough, Aliens for me.
No, I don't blame you.
Don't care.
Ask me tomorrow. It could change. I mean, Aliens has got
Alien
a
is too
great
slow
cast.
for me.
Yeah, but it really sets it up. I mean, everything is just the way it looks, the feel, the background. I mean, the whole ambiance of that first movie is amazing. Did you ever get to play any of the Aliens video games? I know
I
we're
can't. I said bull. I got it for Heidi.
Okay, which
Heidi,
one?
I got the new one.
Okay, the Isolation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it for Heidi for Christmas whenever it came out.
Yeah.
And she was playing it. I watched her play for a little while, said, fuck that. I don't need that kind of stress in my life. She's stressed out playing this stupid game, looking over her shoulder for this stupid alien to pop out.
Yeah.
He pops out of nowhere, eats her, and then she screams and freaks out and she has to be comforted.
Okay.
I don't need to play that. I don't need that kind of stress in my life.
It was it was like playing Slenderman.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not awesome. It looked awesome.
It was.
Especially with the
But it was nerve-wracking as
Nostromo
shit.
pack. I just can't deal with the stress in my video games anymore.
It's the most. I've played a lot of video games, but that is the most stressful.
I feel
short
like
of playing
that's how.
Slenderman.
If I'm gonna have a heart attack, that's how it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be playing Slenderman. I'm gonna be playing Alien
Slenderman's
Isolation. Boom,
It
heart
takes
attack. I die.
It takes a lot to scare me in the Slenderman and this Alien game.
Yeah, how long had it been since I pissed my pants? And then boom,
2
I'm
days?
playing Slenderman and boom, pissing my pants. I was really drunk at the time. It was gonna happen anyway. I just feel like
At least you can use Slenderman as an excuse.
exactly.
Yeah,
an
I'm with
adult.
you.
Now, kind of to end the news, we went way long on the news because of the Muppets.
How long does the news normally go? Just so I know.
15 minutes.
Okay, that
20
works.
minutes. That's fine. Sometimes we go longer.
Hey. What's trending? With Matt.
Yeah,
That's a thing too. Is that what we
there
do?
you go. That's what the news is called.
Oh, okay.
I met. Gary Shandling died last week.
Hail Hydra.
And that was very, very depressing to me. He was one of my favorite stand-ups as a kid. I adored Gary Shandling. I was a very weird kid. I was very much into stand-up, and Gary Shandling was one of my favorites. I loved people who were unique. So I always gravitated to like the Stephen Wrights and just the weirder
Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman. I loved Andy Kaufman. But Gary Shandling is one of my favorites. And It's Gary Shandling show was, I thought, one of the funniest shows ever.
Better than Larry Sanders? Or just different shows?
It's tough because I was in
they were
different points of my life.
Okay.
I was like 11 when I was watching.
Fair enough. See, they were
I was
just
like
before my
I was
time,
like
but
9
I knew
or
of
10.
them.
I was like 10.
Yeah. Okay.
And when I was 10, It's Gary Shandling show was my favorite show. I was, like I said, it was very odd. I had
Mine
a
was
very
Ninja Turtles,
odd,
but whatever.
very odd taste at 10. I liked adult sitcoms, and It's Gary Shandling show was fantastic. I used to watch it on Showtime every time it came on. And Larry Sanders show came later. It was more of an adult, so that show was just. I mean, he had 2 groundbreaking shows. It's Gary Shandling show was one of the first shows to really break he wasn't just breaking the fourth wall. He was completely aware that he was on a sitcom, and that was just nuts. And I love it. If you haven't seen it, I think that there's some episodes on Amazon Prime. I suggest you go just for the theme song alone.
All right.
If you haven't heard the theme song,
No.
that's a shame because it's fantastic.
All right.
So I would definitely go check out, in his honor, check out a couple of those episodes. And I think Larry Sanders is on HBO Prime, HBO Go, HBO Now, HBO Omega. So definitely check out Larry Sanders, because Larry Sanders was crazy because just the details that they put into it. The fact that it was on film whenever they were backstage and do the backstage stuff, but then when they went, to the front of the house to do the actual show, the show was live on tape. Okay. So it gave it. Never saw Larry Sanders either.
It was before my time.
Oh,
I mean, there's a bit of an age difference between us, but I had heard of it. It was just one of those things that I had missed because I was young.
Definitely, there's some geniuses working on that show.
Okay.
Janine Garofalo was fantastic. Yeah. She was on it. What's his name? Jeffrey Tambor.
Love him.
Is Hank. It's just a great show.
Okay.
It's just a great show. Two great shows. It's too bad he's gone because I believe he was one of those few people that you can legitimately call a genius. Definitely ahead of his time, and it's too bad that he died. It was too early. So let's pick it up with some happy things. Let's get into the meat and the potatoes.
What the hell are you talking about?
This is where it belongs.
What the hell are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about?
Don't worry, Justin. He gives the show character. Do you want a nice, perfectly produced show?
Yes.
Give it character. That's why we're awesome. We're still around. Other people aren't.
You kill somebody again?
Gary Shanley.
Aww.
I'm just kidding. He was a hero.
You loved him too much.
I loved him too much. I didn't let him go when he said, please.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Sounded more like Louis Anderson. I don't know if we want. Do we want?
Are you changing topics on me?
Do we want to talk about what happened over the weekend?
Which one happened over the weekend?
How dare you have an opinion? Unreal.
Oh, we're going that route already.
Do
okay.
we want to talk about it?
I mean, I felt strongly enough about it that I wrote on Tumblr. I wrote a personal post on Tumblr.
Because I don't know if we have time to get into what we wanted to.
I can't have this conversation anymore.
Oh, somebody's doing a run-in. She hasn't done a run-in yet. Because I want to really take some time and devote to
the other topic.
The other topic.
Yeah.
So we may hold off on that until next week. Okay, first of all, let me preface by saying there's been like straight up violence on my. I've just noticed that people are not being very civilized when it comes to this next topic. Batman versus Superman.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Trump rallies.
It's almost the same thing.
Same level of violence.
People have no respect for anybody's opinion on this matter. They feel like it's some sort of personal slight that some people loved this movie and some people hated this movie.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we can't just say, did you love this movie? Cool. I didn't, but that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah, glad you liked it, yeah.
I'm glad you liked it. I can also articulate why I didn't.
I think that's the big difference. A lot of people can't. They can just say, "Oh, it was a great movie." Blah 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 blah. Batman, Superman fighting, and that's it. Yeah. There's more than that, though.
I liked it because Batman had guns. It's about time that fruit got some guns.
That's some people. That's all you need, and that's great. But if you got real reasons to not like it, then
and let me say, I don't feel like I didn't like it. Like I didn't hate it.
I
didn't feel like I wasted my money.
He couldn't even finish.
Get it out.
I want to play both sides here. I want to play both sides.
We can play. Both of us can play both sides. I think you and I have talked about it enough that I think.
But I keep
both sides
trying
can be
to
discussed.
think of things that I liked. I've been trying to do I've been trying to flip it. I've been trying to take the "it's gonna be great"
route
position.
Hey, that sounds familiar.
And I can't seem to I can't find anything that
I enjoyed Batman
and Batman's relationship to.
I liked Batman.
I enjoyed Ben Affleck as Batman
Yes.
and his relationship and how they used Alfred.
Yes.
The way Alfred was used was It's how it should be.
Well, but see,
And
I
I
had a
can't believe
problem.
a movie hadn't done
Okay,
that.
I have a question, and I want to see your thoughts on this one because I don't think we've discussed the Alfred angle. What was he supposed to be? Because he was only like 10 years older than Bruce.
Yeah.
I mean, so is he supposed to be like I heard like bodyguard instead of the butler?
Well,
I mean, what was he really supposed to be in
Alfred
this
Pennyworth
one?
in the comics
Is a butler.
No, he was a butler,
Old ass butler.
but he was also in the whatever the British Secret Service is.
Right. Military. Hits
Yeah.
military background. Right.
So he can handle himself, and
Yeah.
he's got a lot of like specialized training.
But there's a significant age difference between him and Bruce.
There was, but I'm okay with that. Like I'm fine that there wasn't. Number one, I think Jeremy Irons.
He did
was
great.
fantastic.
I loved it. I love the fact that he was
I'm-
getting into the
I'm
technology
fine
with
that he
him.
wasn't like it's things.
Yeah,
like
I was just
that and
confused about it.
deviations that.
I
like
was just
that.
confused. I wasn't sure what it was supposed to be.
Like I'm fine with all those things. Like I don't want a literal adaptation of the comic books, but I would like the spirit of the comics. And one of the things I think Marvel has always been good about is they've taken the spirit of their characters, they've changed the shit out of their backstories, but you don't
Right.
see
The
people
core of the
attacking
character.
it,
Right.
Because the core of the character is there exactly. And I don't think we have that, especially not with "Get over it, Soups." You fucking God, you emo bitch. You know what
Him
Soups
offering,
does?
him offering
He
mercy.
does nothing but cut and listen to the Smiths. Jeez.
I feel like he was like emo Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3. He should just started combing his hair down
Yeah.
and dancing in coffee shops.
I don't know what that interpretation of Superman is.
Trying
Like, what
to
does
keep
Superman mean
up
to
with
you?
trying to keep up with the Nolan. That's what it is.
And this is I think this is a huge problem with trying to adapt Superman, Batman, that you don't have to worry about with Iron Man, and why anybody is going to have a hard time, because we're talking about characters that are as popular as
They've been around
Mickey
for 80
Mouse
years.
and Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they've been around for 80 years.
Especially Superman.
Right.
These are characters that mean something to people. Captain America doesn't necessarily mean something to someone.
I actually had a problem with Captain America the first time when he was using guns originally, but then I went back and kind of read about him. In the Ultimate Universe, he did use the guns, so I was like, all right, whatever, I'll
Oh no, even in 1940s shooting Nazis and stuff.
Yeah,
He was
punching him in
all
the
about
face,
shooting
yeah.
people in the face.
Right.
That's just kind of been a Captain America thing.
But I think for Superman though, he's always and this moody emo shit that Zack Snyder's trying to pull doesn't work because Superman, this is what I always go back to. He doesn't need to be that kind of naive, dorky Christopher Reeve type of Superman, but he can still have that. Like if you watch some of the DC animated universe stuff, I don't know how much of it you've seen, but like he's always that annoyingly good superhero, good guy who's always going to do the right thing, and he's gonna, even if you watch or read The Dark Knight Returns, which is kind of inspired by, the entire time him and Bruce are fighting, he's like, Bruce, I don't want to do this shit. Let's stop. Let's think about it. And Bruce keeps egging,
Well,
kicking the
and in
crap out
Dark
of
Knight
him.
Returns, he's a much different Superman.
He is.
But I'll get to that in a second. What does Superman mean to you? If you could sum him up in one word.
Righteous.
I would go with hope.
Okay, yeah.
Both of those words don't apply to the Superman that they gave us.
None at all.
Now, Batman. Batman is awesome in this movie.
Yeah.
The way he moves, the way he fights, the way he shoots people in the face.
The grappling
way he blows
hook.
up cars, doesn't care.
No.
The way he brands people.
Michael Keaton blew up cars too, just to be fair.
And I had a problem with that too.
No, probably. I don't. I liked him
Number
more
one,
than Christian
when
Bale.
it comes to Batman, I did too.
Yeah.
When it comes to Batman, number one, if I ever have to see Martha and Thomas Wayne shot again, I'm going to shoot myself first.
God,
I don't ever want to see those two fuckers get shot ever again.
Okay.
I get it.
Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. We don't need to see their origin stories ever again.
We don't. You can jump right into it.
Yep.
Nobody. If anyone doesn't know yet, then at the end, let's bring like LeVar Burton on and just say, if you would like to further information, here are some books to go read at your local library.
Reading
I don't know what the
Rainbow.
answer is here. These people need to, if you're going into, and maybe that's a fanboy problem. Maybe we have to see Martha and Thomas Wayne shot
Do we though?
every
Do we?
single movie.
Because I even had problems with that scene. Not the fact that we actually saw it, besides the fact that we actually saw it, just the actual filming of it. There it is.
It isn't a book.
It's in a few
The
books.
Dark Knight Returns.
Just the continuity in that whole scene was just shit. I hated that whole scene. I was groaning the entire.
Batman, at his core, is anti-gun.
Yeah, because of that very
used
scene.
Guns, sure. Was he using guns in this? Yeah, he was using like tracer rounds and stuff.
Right.
But the whole point of Batman is he has a line and he doesn't kill. And I don't understand why we want to make him so dark that he kills, because then he's no better than the Punisher.
Right.
It really just makes him the Punisher.
Which the Punisher,
And in
Daredevil
that
2.
dream sequence, which I'm guessing the only reason to have that dream sequence is to be like, hey, let's make Batman look badass. And you know what? Batman looked badass.
He did, but it wasn't
looked
necessary.
awesome.
It wasn't necessary.
No, it was like, hey, look, here's some parademons. You comic geeks know this, right? This means Dark Side. Here's a mother box.
I feel like they could have taken that scene out, and even a lot of people didn't even know who Flash jumping in that little portal thing. But like, I feel like you could have taken that out and
especially
fleshed
with
out
him jumping out of the back of that car and just capping fuckers.
Yeah.
He was capping people like he was in Boys in the Hood.
I like the trench coat, but like I feel like
It
you could
looked awesome.
take that scene out and use it to flesh out the rest of the crappy story that you're trying to throw together.
Which
they didn't need that scene. They really didn't.
And I've seen the interviews with just Zack Snyder, who said that I don't know why you guys are complaining, because all I did was adapt the Batman from The Dark Knight Returns. But you didn't adapt The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
You can take the Batman from The Dark Knight Returns and put him in this world and then say you're adapting it. But you've taken the context out of you've taken the Batman out of the story. You've taken the context away from him.
I feel like I would have been okay if he just had like some throwaway line or some background of why he was killing people.
Well, he's fighting a different Superman. He's fighting a different Superman in Dark Knight Returns.
No, I agree.
He's fighting a Superman that's a puppet of the
Government
Reagan
tool.
administration. After Reagan has abolished term limits, and he's basically set himself up as king of the U.S.
But I love that panel though, because Superman like flies in, he's like wearing this like plaid shirt, it's like halfway open, and he's standing up on a rock, all Captain Morgan style. It's a wonderful panel.
To say that you didn't adapt Dark Knight Returns,
Right?
Let's get
No,
that
he didn't.
straight.
He definitely didn't.
And
He took elements from it.
You've taken elements, and you kind of took the wrong elements. You took the wrong Batman. And this is also a Batman that was very, very broken. You can argue that this Batman was very, very broken. And that was the one thing I liked about it. That was one of my favorite things of the movie, was not just Batman, not just Batman's relationship, but the fact that Batman had been doing it for 20 years, and there was obvious history there.
And Robin
Going
has
through
died.
going through the Batcave, seeing the Robin suit with the Joker, obviously.
Do you think the rumors are true about Joker and Suicide Squad?
What is it?
About it possibly being Robin?
Oh, maybe.
Could be a nice little
don't know.
twist.
I do know that Zack Snyder's not directing it, and that makes me feel happy.
I'm looking more forward to it now, especially if Batfleck is going to have a cameo in it.
Why did Wonder Woman have an Israeli accent? Is that not confusing to anybody else? She was fantastic.
I was still trying to figure out why she
looked
wanted
the
a
part.
picture.
And that's another thing that I really, really loved about the movie. I did love, at the end, seeing the Trinity.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The fight scene was great.
That was
the
good.
bioelectricity from Doomsday and the love scene in the
was
middle of it, and
weird.
the spear.
And then they
I had a
tried the
problem with the spear. Batman isn't going to make a spear. I'm sorry.
It didn't make
I mean,
sense.
Batman, for all intents and purposes, minus the killing, is a ninja. He's been trained by ninjas. He's very inconspicuous. He's very stealthy. So let's build a giant throwable weapon to kill Superman.
And then not throw it.
Yeah.
Why
I'm
didn't
gonna
he-
hold it over you, and then
Why
you're gonna
didn't he
say
toss
our
it to
mother's
Wonder
name.
Woman?
And
Wonder Woman's thrown some spears in her life.
Wonder Woman was there to hold off Doomsday so Superman and Lois could have their fucking love scene in the middle of it. That infuriated me.
And then like all of a sudden she's just using she's using the lasso of truth. She just has him tied up, and it's just kind of
Hold
arbitrary.
him there, yeah.
That couldn't have been a bigger moment. That was Wonder Woman. The first time we've seen Wonder Woman on screen using her
them, yeah.
signature weapon, and it's like a throwaway. It put more important on the sword and shield.
Well, no, they used the The bracelets.
And the bracelets.
Yeah, I mean,
They did.
they started off with the. Well,
did.
she
That was
blocked
a
it with
good-
the shield and then used the bracelet.
Well, Zack
bracelets.
Snyder is really good at making things look beautiful.
He is.
He makes beautiful films. but
Watchmen was great
he
because
doesn't
it
give a
looked,
shit
it
about
translated.
plot.
No, he doesn't. God, it's horrible.
He doesn't care, and David Goyer's even worse.
Yeah.
They just don't give a shit. Obviously,
It could have been really good.
it could have been. It should have been. I feel like DC fans deserved better, but then again, there was a lot of DC fans. I take offense to a lot of people going out saying, "Oh, well, if you didn't like this movie, you must not read a lot of comic books." Motherfucker, I read more comic books than anybody around. I don't want to hear it. It just
I have a monthly budget for
I
comics.
didn't enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it.
No.
And that doesn't take the enjoyment away from anybody else.
Right.
I didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
do you think
I tried to like it?
Do you think the R-rated release, though, that
Fucking R-rated release.
do you think that's going to improve it at all? Do you think that extra 30 minutes will help fill in some of the plot stuff?
If they need another 30 minutes after wasting 2.5 hours of my time,
Plus 20 minutes of trailers.
then I have no words for that.
I mean,
I have no words. That would be, they need 3 hours to tell a concise story when there's so much.
What
What
the hell
is
is
that?
this?
What is that?
Are we talking Lego movie now?
What's?
Hi,
oh no!
guys.
Oh, it's a run-in.
All right.
Crossover.
All right. Okay. Hello, everybody. It is Sarah
Oh,
from
it's
Shower
Sarah.
Thoughts.
It's Shower Thoughts' own Sarah.
And I need to talk to you about Batman versus Superman. Here's how I look at it, okay? You know how in professional sports, no, you don't, but I'm going to explain to you how in professional sports,
Are any of us professional sports players in here?
just, okay, in professional sports, you know, you have your high highs and you have your low lows, and your low lows are known as rebuilding years. That is how I saw this. You know, Man of Steel was terrible. Man of Steel was crap on a cracker, and I hated it, and a lot of other people hated it too.
Rightfully so.
It was not good. This is a stepping stone. This is the first step in roster building for DC. I believe that. I think it's going to
Sure.
continue to get better.
You know what though? You could do it with an entertaining movie.
You could, and
Especially if you're going to make me sit through 4.5 hours.
There's
of it.
gonna be nuances and a really in-depth universe, and Marvel has got that nailed down. Okay, for their franchise, DC, you know, should arguably, but they don't. And there's a lot of muddle. There's a lot of weird universes and things that have not shaken out the way they should
Right,
have.
right.
And I think that this is a step in getting in moving toward a really
I
good DC cinematic universe.
You know what
It
I
will
think
be
that-
great.
You know what I think that step what a better step would have been towards.
No,
the DC
I don't.
A good plot?
Getting rid of Zack Snyder.
Well, that,
But you know
to
what?
be
I don't
fair,
think
is a
Jeff Johns has done any better.
like
with
a
DC.
contractual thing with Zack Snyder.
Was it though?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really
I
made it look beautiful.
It looked
That
it
bat suit
looked
was fantastic.
The
fabulous.
Batmobile?
The Batmobile was cool.
Listen,
Might be my favorite Batmobile.
Definitely my
Luckily, they equipped it with lots of guns.
Here's how I looked at
rockets.
it. The bar was so
Batwing.
low from Man of Steel. The bar was so low. This
Han
was
Solo.
It was still a step up. You know, it was.
You couldn't get any lower. You couldn't
know.
get lower than the well that Lois threw the fucking kryptonite
know.
A lot
spear.
of people liked. Why
I
did
mean-
you just dump that. Why did you dump that so fast?
So she could be the damsel in distress, and they
It's
could
like,
keep
oh,
her in
we
the
need
sea.
that?
Yeah.
I still see it as a step in the right direction and an improvement, and I think that we should take it. You know, the people who are just like, "Fuck this movie," it was absolutely miserable. Well, that's not
That's
true.
not us.
There was
That's
no.
not true.
I know it's not you guys, but there.
It wasn't absolutely miserable.
It was not
No.
absolutely miserable. No one, I think, can rightfully come in and say that there were no redeeming qualities about the movie, because
No,
there
they're
were.
lying.
Batfleck.
There was a lot. Batfleck was great. Wonder Woman was great. You know, there were some plot holes and some weird stuff going on, but you know, it wasn't terrible.
Is that what we're is that the criteria which we're judging
Yes.
for movies now?
Let's-
It didn't cause me to have an aneurysm.
Yes, that is.
So
And
this was okay.
It makes me sad to say it, but yes, that is where we're at.
Well, you
with
had a dissenting
American
opinion
cinema.
when we talked first.
Yeah,
You had a dissenting opinion. You liked it.
I like it. I still liked it.
You like it or you love it?
No, I don't love it, but I liked it. I loved some parts of it.
Do you like it less the more you think about it?
I do.
I think
because that was my problem. I
You
came
know,
out, I was like, it was good.
I'm a script
and
person.
I just started thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it.
So my Rock of Gibraltar is always the writing, and the script has a lot of problems, and the more that comes to light, the more it bugs me. But so it does kind of unravel a little bit for me, but I still like the movie. And
Would you still like the movie if Wonder Woman wasn't in it?
Yes, I would.
I do.
think I
I can't
would.
wait for Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman.
I think Wonder
has
Woman's gonna
potential to
be
great.
yeah, I do too.
think so, too.
The
And-
weird Israeli accent notwithstanding.
Well,
Did you think she could have been doing that to throw him off though?
or she was
that's-
just
I'll just give him the-
Israeli and can't do another accent.
Also
the actress
possible.
can't do another
Also
accent.
possible.
I think that she is leaning into the role, and I think
We'll see.
I
Yeah, it was the
and
first time at it.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I
No,
think
no.
it's gonna be great, and I refuse to
I
accept
do-
that
I
the
do
Wonder Woman
think-
movie will be anything less than fabulous.
I do think it's very, very, very important that we have a DC cinematic universe and that DC universe is significantly different than what Marvel's doing.
But not
So
significantly
I'm-
different where we've got to have an emo Superman.
Yeah, you got to keep.
Maybe they need to go
Superman.
back and think about how they're portraying.
Maybe
the
when he comes
characters.
back from life, he's happier.
That's all we want. Happier Superman.
Yeah.
Hope. Oh, by the way, just one last thing, because I know we got to get to the Kanye West tweet bot. One other thing. Metropolis is right next door to Gotham.
Yeah.
You can see Gotham from Metropolis.
Geographically, that was questionable.
But okay, no, I looked up on this because it bugged the shit out of me. And sometimes in the comics, they're right next door to each other, like San Francisco and Oakland, like across the bay kind of thing. And that's what Zack Snyder
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder was trying to go for with this. But yeah, it threw me in the movie too. I was like, what the fuck? But apparently it's been done in the comics.
Okay.
But yeah,
I've
it was weird.
just
It was weird.
never imagined them being that close.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, Kanye West's tweet bot has it been fired up?
Kanye, son of... come on, Kanye. Man, you know you like fish dick. Are you a gay fish, Kanye? Are you a gay fish? Come on, Kanye. Are you a gay fish?
It's warming up. It always takes a minute to warm up.
Pablo did 250 million. I'm tired of people old talking to me like I'm regular.
Well said.
Yeah,
I hate it when people talk to me like I'm regular.
I too hate it.
Very talkative, this Kanye bot. Look, he's on the fritz. Oh,
hit
there
it.
he is.
There we go.
There we go. Method.
That's like a mother bugger. Keith,
Yes,
did
Matthew.
you enjoy your first
I did. This was fun.
full-fledged episode of Popped?
I did. It was
Good.
a lot of
Well,
fun.
you've
So,
got a whole year of them ahead of you.
well, all right then. I guess I'll start showing up on Tuesdays.
And consensus, it's not that bad of a movie.
No, it's visually really nice.
It has merit.
It does.
But I give it a solid C.
Yeah, solid
Yeah,
C.
I'll go with that.
But my C stands for something.
That word is unacceptable in the presence of ladies.
Justin,
Huh?
where can they where can they go to if they want to donate to the Patreon?
Our wallets? Oh, the Patreon. Patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. That's where you go. A buck gets you behind the paywall, and it gets you everything that's come out on our station. So it's only $1.
It's worth it.
That's
You got
$12
buck.
a year, man.
What are you gonna do? You got a buck?
There's a lot of shows to
Make
listen
a
to.
collect
Yeah,
call.
and some new shows coming
Don't
up.
you guys want to keep Keith and Sarah employed, and most importantly, Matt and Justin employed?
It would be cool.
I didn't realize we got paid.
Well, not until people actually jump up with this Patreon. So go check the Patreon out.
Radio Free
Patreon.com/Radio Free Radio.
Yeah.
I forget where I am sometimes. What show is this? Is this Pop still?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you guys next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. See ya.
Feral conservatives, play us out.